Gustavo making his X Games debut and also making some history, the first athlete ever to represent Portugal at the X Games.
Shout out to the Tugu.
Things to clean up there, so that's encouraging. Again, top 6 moving on to the final. Gustavo Ribeiro.
Big strength front board. Now, he just went pro for yard, and I like this dude a bunch, man. He's super good, super entertaining, bringing a whole bunch of tricks to the board, showing possibilities with the way he flips his board and everything like that. But his part was too much. I almost threw up. I swear, his part was too much. He could do too much flippity this, that, nollie flip out, tray flip, nose grind, this out.
You're talking about his part 9 to 5.
It's crazy.
Came out earlier this summer.
Then he had that, and then he had the pro part too. Flip, flip, look, nollie, crook, nollie, flip. Flip out everything. Kick for front board. And then he told me to get on this board yesterday. I'm talking tight. Tight, son.
So not a bad first run.
Tight things. That.
For Gustavo making his X Games debut and also making some history, the first athlete ever to represent Portugal at the X Games.
Shout out to the Tugu.
Shout out to Lisbon.
Wow, he can't even pinch his truck so tight.
So a 75 for Ribeiro, good enough to take over the top spot. That's how you make an X Games debut. Gustavo Ribeiro is our current leader with that 75. He's guaranteed a spot into the final. So this gets interesting. What do we see from Gustavo? He's already safe. Do we see that safety type run or a tease of what's to come in the final?
I would have just dropped in and manualed around the course. Like, I'm out here
Might as
rookie.
well.
Hello, ain't nobody really getting me out of here. I'm out here. Or maybe he'll keep his legs fresh, do a decent run. You know what I'm saying? Feel good.
Again,
Tray for
Gustavo making his X Games debut. The first time Portugal has ever been represented at the X Games.
Ooh,
already a history maker, and we haven't even gotten to the finals.
Wow.
Yup.
Crook, nollie flip. The super flip. That's the new trick. Everybody can do it.
It's cool to watch him skate a little bit like Yuto, like a very controlled, calming approach to his skateboarding.
Real focused, not too smiley or wobbly, just like, all right, well, I'm going, focus. And that's why he's sitting in first place as a rookie. That's kind of dangerous to think about it. He new here.
He's the new kid.
Wait, I just tripped on that. Don't nobody know him. He got first place.
New kid sitting at the front of the class. The rookie, Gustavo Ribeiro, Ashad Ware, and Luan Oliveira, your top-ranked qualifier, Gary Rogers.
That list is heavier than Brazilian thighs.
We've got a couple of heavy hitters, of course, Kelvin Hoffler and Yuto Horigome, but we've also got a rookie in the mix that was making some noise that we'll get to in just a little bit, Gustavo Ribeiro.
But, you know, focus on skate. Yuto's like, no, I will hit y'all later. He's opened up to a lot of us, though. It's cool to see.
And this 18-year-old opening a lot of eyes here earlier today. Gustavo Ribeiro making his X Games debut.
Yeah, coming out, actually hitting hard in that elimination round, too, which made him like, this dude can flip. Yo, 270 lip on that huge rail. Now people are actually starting to pay attention to that rail. Also respecting finishing, getting a crook nollie flip out after a fall. Bro, he just flips his board 100. Flip, flip, flickety, flip, flip out, flip this. That is so crazy because you have to really skate tight trucks, which is super hard. But he's like, see what I'm saying? Look at all that flick.
Just turned pro recently for Yard Skateboards. And the first ever athlete to represent Portugal.
She got a face tag?
Here at the X Games. No. Does he?
No, she did.
Oh.
in the background.
You were looking at the crowd.
Yeah.
There's a skate contest going on as well.
Thank you for pulling me back, Brendo. I just didn't know there was thugs in Norway like that. She had a whole face tat, bro. I'm sorry. Now I gotta watch my back when I walk that alley. I had a couple of Nordics in my pocket. Is that what it is? Cronin? Not Cronin.
4 skateboarders in and 36 for Gustavo. Yet to see a full pool. I don't know if it's just finals, run one nerves, but uncharacteristic.
Kelvin had the 2 mistakes and still got the 72, but he also got the kick for back lip on the big rail, so Yuto failed on his big rail. Okay, all right, my hands is up.
Wow, so Yuto Horigome outside of podium position with 1 run to go. Gustavo Ribeiro, the X Games rookie, 18 years old, already cleaner on run number 2.
2-set lip. He felt like he was in the air for a long time. You seen that? Help! Crook nollie flip. This is the one, man. You just gotta finish it. Big spin up, super dangerous.
I feel like I'm watching a young Luan. Again, the first athlete to ever represent
okay, you're right.
Portugal at the X Games, already making history, and he can't close it out, Garrett.
Bro, what type of skater are you when you can't land a dark slide, bro? Man, I'm getting sick of these dumps playing. That's impossible. The contest guys didn't want to give him that one.
But a lot to like about this run number 2 from Gustavo, Gary Rogers.
A lot. Just promising watching him do this already. He's got those weird contest pushes. Those things are horrible to look at, but his tricks are so good. Like, let him have the speed and get any type of flow to a park. You'll probably feel really good about it. I just don't like the way he pushes through the run. You know, obviously it's just to get speed because it's all spread out, but them things look like me in the face. His pushes. Like, you know when the club lights come on?
I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're standing there, and I see you. A 73.66, putting Gustavo
up there
to 3rd place.
And he got his big rail trick.
So here's our current leader, Ashad Ware, unable to close things out. Really disappointing for Yuto, but the show must go on. Gustavo Ribeiro making his X Games debut from Portugal, knocking on that podium door, sitting in 4th place.
Almost did not survive that nose blunt, though, I'll tell you that. Tray flip up. Okay, that pushes a little calmer.
He is the last guy that can shake things up and possibly knock Kelvin Hoffler off the podium.
Crook nollie flip. Back disaster. Big spin up.
He's not skating like somebody in his first X Games.
No. Now he is. But that trick is definitely difficult. You see how he even wanted to make sure he dropped in and didn't just want to axle stall and go in immediately. He wanted to fully drop in, time it so it finished right on time. The beast 270 lip slide. He's super good at that trick. Chain got all in his mouth. But yeah, that's the rookie. That's the rookie legs. He knew it was the last thing he had to do. All eyes on it. It's the only thing that caught up to him. But other than that, he was doing super good.
So Ribeiro will not be moving on, which means Kelvin Hoffler is guaranteed an X Games medal. It will be bronze. There are 2 guys left to drop in. We begin with our current leader, Ashad Ware.